Check that, dude.
That's crazy.
It's working. Welcome home, Rep Pack. Marcus here, and welcome to Comfort Cartoons, the show where I collect absolutely everything from the late 90s, 2000s, all the way to the modern day. And I'm also trying to create the world's biggest Spongebob and the world's biggest Nickelodeon collection. But not just that, the CEO creator of this channel is one of the #1 savers in the country. You can see her all over reality television, including Coupon Wars.
I guess we better get out the coupons, huh?
We owe you 31 cents.
Nobody knows how to save like her. But I hope you guys are having an amazing day. And if you guys aren't, you know the drill. Comfort Cartoons discount camera flip. It's about to get a whole lot brighter, Rep Pack, because your boy is here. And today, we're gonna be saving some money. If you guys are new to this channel, I do a lot of collecting, obviously. And we get into the very, very fine details. Many of you guys have seen me open up a DVD or a video game or pretty much anything and save every individual aspect of it, from the wrappers to the instruction manuals. We even have a filing cabinet in the room that's dedicated to just keeping Nickelodeon paperwork. And of course, a huge part of what I do is displaying all the stuff that we display in the cavern for you guys on camera, but also just because I love it. And if many of you guys are collectors as well, you guys know that collecting can get really expensive. Debilitatingly expensive. And right now the collection is not looking like it normally does. You guys can see it's kind of a mess because we did a whole Funko Pop transition. If you guys didn't see that video, go check it out. But now that we have this mess that we're with, I figured we have to redecorate. So I'm gonna be showing you guys today at Dollar Tree, one of my favorite places to go, 10 of the best items you can get there to either display or organize and protect your collection. And even if you think some of the stuff I'm gonna be talking about today isn't too expensive, it's always better to save your money when you're doing stuff for display or cleaning around your collection, so that way you can spend more money on the things that you're collecting. So sit on down, we're gonna go through all 10 different items. They're no in particular order, but all things that I utilize right here in the cavern that you can get on the cheap at any dollar store near you. Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Dollarama, whatever, insert dollar and then name after there. There's a lot of them, but any of those places you should be able to pick up a lot of this stuff. So let's sit on down and show you how you can start adding to your collection right now. And hopefully all you collectors out there enjoy this video. This is a video really designed and centered around collectors, and I know a lot of you guys are collectors just like me. So let's get into this and let's save some money. So getting #1 on our list, and that is something that we talk about all the time over here in the cavern because it's quite a task, and that is cleaning. When it comes to cleaning, everybody knows Dollar Tree has a lot of amazing stuff when it comes to just cleaning your house. But when it comes to cleaning collectibles, you can find a lot of the essentials that you need there as well. They have dusters, which of course you could use to go between small little grooves and stuff like that. And over here in the cavern, there is a lot of stuff that gets dusty very quickly. We'll be showing you some shots of several items in the room that you guys have not seen up close that are very dusty. And what I recommend for all of that type of stuff is what most people would probably go for, and that is a microfiber cloth. But at Dollar Tree, you can get 5 of them for $1.25. And you can use these to wipe up most collectibles. And the reason why you want to go with microfiber over like a cloth material is that you don't have to worry about it scraping or slowly over time wearing down or making abrasions on your figure or whatever it may be. And I almost want to do a whole video on this in itself, but when it comes to another collectible heinous act from retailers, these gross the thrift store stickers or any kind of sticker really that a retailer might put on something, they have alcohol there. And this alcohol is not the best ever. I would recommend 91% alcohol, but at the dollar store you can get 70% alcohol, which can be good in some cases because it'll actually leave the alcohol on a little bit longer than 91% if you really need to get something that's not going to come off very well to come off. But if you want something that's going to dry up a lot faster and have less likelihood of damaging anything in that time of moisture, I like that time of moisture. This is my time of moisture, okay? Everybody stay away from me. It'll get closer. You're sucking some of this up. But during those times of moisture, stuff can happen, so 91% would help resolve that a little bit. And not just the alcohol, they also sell scrapers so you can get that stuff up. Again, 3 different sizes for $1.25. These 3 things right here will cover majority of cleaning needs in a collection. And I cannot stress enough how alcohol and the microfiber is what we use for like 80% of the problems that we have over here. I mean, even like emotional ones. I'll just be rubbing this on my forehead, just trying to get rid of my stress and anxiety. It doesn't work. Maybe 91%. And as a little bonus, if you don't want to have to pour the alcohol in the bottle, you can also get a spray bottle there with a tin protector. And of course, you know, your boy had to get the gold. This is 100% real, authentic, fake gold. And #2, preservation protection. And when it comes to preserving things, one of the best things there is plastic. It's also why it's really bad for the environment because it lasts forever. So when you're using it, you know, use it when you really, really need it. We ain't over here trying to increase landfills any more than they already are. But we do want to protect the things that we are protecting and keeping away from those landfills. And one way to do that is with plastic wrap. You guys see right here, I have the plastic wrap right here, but they actually have saran wrap rolls you could buy at Dollar Tree too that are for packing. And when you're putting stuff in display, some people may not like the look of plastic wrap, but if you're putting stuff into storage, I highly recommend plastic wrap. As somebody who's moved my collection 3 or 4 times, plastic wrap during those transitions has helped keep so many items in better shape and keep them from getting scratches. I mean, heck, one of the items I never even took out of the plastic wrap is my play button you guys see over there all the time. And I can assure you that there's probably no scratches on it, and probably, you know, if I keep it in that plastic wrap, maybe one of the better conditioned gold play buttons to come out because of the fact that it's always gonna be wrapped up, because they're just, why not? I'm a collector. That looks very collector-esque up there. So whether you're putting it on display or you're putting it in storage, plastic wrap is good. It's gonna protect it from smoke, it's gonna protect it from dust, and even a level of moisture as well. And a Ziploc bag, I'm not gonna tell you guys anything you don't know. Ziploc bags are really good for containing food and keeping a lot of bacteria that's in them or out of them, depending on how long you keep stuff in your refrigerator. In my case, the plastic bags are our protection for the rest of the refrigerator. But you can throw anything in them, and again, that same regard, it protects it, seals it off from a lot of the chaos that the world can have. And the plastic wrap can form fit to most items, whereas this one's a little bit for more a variety of smaller items that you can just kind of put up in a bag like this. And again, you're gonna have to deal with shaking and stuff like that, them rolling up against each other. Plastic wrap, you don't have that issue. That's why I prefer the plastic wrap method. But I just wanted to live both 2 options for number 2. So number 3 is gonna be file protection, which also is under that preservation category, but this is particularly for files, and I'm gonna be showing you guys the cheapest way to protect files. And I'm doing this video not just for you guys, but for the items themselves, and hopefully we can preserve more things out there as a community, even not just me, but you guys at home with information. So, you guys have seen whenever we get documents or something that we want to preserve on this channel, whether it be Spongebob, anything cartoon related, but for this example, we have the Spongebob movie, Sponge Out of Water. This is a Walmart advertisement display they had. And you guys have seen we put plastic protector on it, and then on top of that, we have this harder plastic cover where we can still see it inside of there. It's not as flexible, but it's still flexible enough so where you can put it inside of a filing cabinet. But at Dollar Tree, they do sell these right here. I've never told anybody this secret before. A lot of people have asked in the comments. I've never said exactly what they are, but these are dry erase paper covers, and it's for teachers to basically put a piece of paperwork inside of there, and then you can write on the outside of it, and it won't mess up their paper, and they don't have to keep printing stuff, and you can just use this. It's a great invention for that aspect, but also for being able to protect stuff for your collection, and also has a little hole right there so you can hang it up too if you want to for display. And they sell these at Dollar Tree. We couldn't find any though, but if you can't find any type of paper size protectors at Dollar Tree, in a 16 pack, you can get these right here. These are sheet protectors. They go into a binder typically, but what you can do is you can easily cut off all of this trim right here, and then you have individual, basically paper size sleeves that this size can fit a lot of small things and papers up to their size, and then you would put it inside of one of our dry erase sleeves. And that's all for a 1/16 of a dollar, and these are $1 each. So I would recommend doing these, maybe do the binder idea, and if you could afford to do each and every file, they are about $1 each on these guys, or if you buy them in bulk, you can get them for a little cheaper. And I brought the picture frame for one final example. You guys can see we're putting it in there. When you're thinking about a picture frame, you're probably thinking like, oh, there's way better picture frames you can get out there for even $1, even maybe a little bit more than $1, but these are gonna be for protection. Just consider this like a giant top loader, like a top loader you would see for Pokemon cards. They're a harder made plastic to keep things from bending, and definitely this is not gonna bend easy. If you bend this, at some point it would only break, which would be very obvious if you mess up some kind of file like that. So these are like perfect little top loaders to have as a bunch of different files that you're trying to preserve. A little maybe over the top protection, unless it's something that's really worth that. So kind of like a final top tier level item for the most protection possible for $1. Okay, and number 4, we have a weird one, and that is grip mats. A lot of people sleep on these because grip mats are usually used to protect, you know, your kitchen supplies, make sure when you put your bowl on the counter it's not gonna possibly break, or your spoons and stuff aren't gonna slide around. But what we're actually gonna be using these for in the collection, what I recommend you using them for, is for your top shelves. Whenever you have a top shelf, being the highest part of your shelf, you do have a possibility that some of those items may slip off. If you live in an area where there's like a train, or if you have earthquakes, over time small shakes can start to move your items, and one might even fall off. And they don't have the visual display to where I'd recommend doing them on all your shelves, unless that's what you want to do, but at least on your top shelf, your highest falling items, I recommend just lining it up with grip strips, just so that way you know everything that you put up there is gonna hopefully stay up there. Check that, dude. Now grab the cup and put it over here to the plastic, like the other side. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's working. Number 5, and this is gonna seem even more wild than the last one, and that is security cameras. Yep, yes, they do have security cameras at the Dollar Tree right here for $1. And no, it's not a real security camera, okay? It says right here, fake security camera. And the reason why I recommend this is not a security camera. Again, it is a fake security camera, but again, for $1.25, if you can afford to get a security camera, I highly would recommend you get that instead. Any type of thing that'll keep track of your collection. If you're building your collection, you're working hard on paying for those things, you've been protecting them, preserving them, the last thing you want is for me to take those things from you. And this $1.25 can be a huge deterrent. Let's just put ourselves in the minds of a thief, Mitchell, for a second here. And Mitchell's our man behind the camera here. If you were a thief and you see this in the corner of the entrance door, all I'll say is this: would you second guess it having seen this versus there being nothing at all?
Oh, I would second guess, yeah.
I would be like, oh, well, they might have already seen me. There's so many more mental deductions and so much more anxiety that a thief is gonna have, even with just the presence of a fake security camera. So again, if you can afford a real security camera, I recommend that. But those of you that are on a low budget, or if you just have a situation or a spot that you want to keep protected a little bit more than average, get one of these fake security cameras. It'll definitely fool some people and maybe keep yourself safe, whether they know it or not, or you know it or not, I guess. So again, it's only $1.25. I think it's worth it item. Let's move on to the next number. Okay, so the next item is number 6, and that is risers. One of the things that can be the most expensive when building a collection. You guys see back here, we have a lot of different things on display. And as with it is normally displayed, most of our stuff kind of went up to the edge of the actual shelf to kind of show off as much as possible without leaving too much of a background being the shelf. And typically what you would use is a riser. You guys have seen these risers before. Ryan will pop an image on screen right now. They're pretty good. They're clear, they're really useful. They even have black ones, they have chromed out ones that have like rainbow colors. But realistically, your goal is to not be able to see the riser. As a collector, you don't really necessarily want to see a riser and then a bunch of stuff below it. You want to see the item, the riser hidden, and then the items in front of it hiding that riser. So keeping in mind that you're not trying to see it, that's why people aim for clear. But they have a bunch of different options at Dollar Tree you can get. For example, if you're trying to just level up lightly, you know, maybe a little board game needs to go about an inch up on your shelf to reach the top, or if you're trying to stack some smaller figures, they have these things that are called the wavy plates. They're actually for like small little dishes, dipping sauces, that type of stuff, but you can use them as a little riser for mini figures easily. And then you have some taller ones right here, which again, if you're trying to stack something up just a little bit higher, you put 2 of these guys on both corners of it, or even 4 if it's something longer, you can rise that item up very easily. And again, you're trying to hide these anyway. And if you don't mind the clearness of it, you just don't need clear. I mean, if you just want a row of figures and a row of figures in front of that, these guys right here. And again, these risers would cost you $5, $6 each. Whereas we got all of these containers, all of this right here for like 25 bucks, which is incredible because there's so much variety. And that's what we're gonna be using as we decorate the background right here. And trust me, I am not gonna make it to where you guys can just see all these black containers. Of course, there's gonna be stuff stacked in front of them. You're not even gonna notice they're there. So number 7 is storage. And when it comes to storage at Dollar Tree, that is what they are the king of. I grabbed a couple items here today, but they have an entire row of plastic baskets in different colors that you could adjust. They even do seasonal ones around Easter that are like pastel colors so you decorate with. So if you want pencil holders, just general containers for stuff, they have that. But if you're looking for something softer for like plushies, they have these fabric square containers where you can actually put a bunch of plushies in here. Again, if you don't have a lot of money, this is a perfect item to be able to store. So small trinkets, small little plushies. If you're a collector, you know how little small freebies and stuff like that can start to add up. You want to keep them in your collection, but keep them in one spot. Something like this is perfect. And I mean, the orange was a nice little touch. You can fit 2 big plushies in there, and then we can still decorate the top with smaller ones. Looks a lot better than them just in a trash bag, right?
Yeah.
For $1. And of course, they've got plastic containers too. This would be, again, more for storage circumstances. Let's just say you have a mini set of figures. We have all the Pop Mart ones. We've collected the Spongebob ones in the past here. If you want to put these into storage, or if you have to move, something like this is perfect. Only $1. You get 2 of them, and you can put the whole set into individual containers. Heck, plastic wrap them like I mentioned, and you're gonna be good. And then they have jars, many different jar options. And this is more if you want to have the mini figures or whatever type of, you know, maybe it could be art supplies, all the different stuff that you might have in your collection room, and you want to still be visible and on display, you can get these jars right here where you can just open them up, grab whatever it is you want out of there, and you can even paint these lids to whatever color your collection is and have a majority of them. Or if you got different figures of different colors, you can have them in all different colors wrote across. There's a lot of different things you could do that. I'm thinking about the different colors, kind of like the M&M world. Like imagine if you had figures instead of M&Ms. That would be cool in stack form. So that's just a couple little examples of what you can do for storage there. But again, we popped popped up some images on screen of some of the storage supplies they have at Dollar Tree. That's kind of what they're the #1 king at, even so much that we had to use storage items for our risers. Number 8 is a full-on number about air quality. One of the things people sleep on the most when they are collecting is the air quality of whatever room they're in. Often you can be in a room that's not insulated, or it could have small cracks to the outside. Like in my case, there's small little cracks that I just cannot cover, like the door. And having dehumidifiers can be an ultimate key for that. On screen's a damp red, which we have multiples of those hidden throughout the room, but they do at Dollar Tree sell smaller damp reds for maybe smaller collections, or if you can get multiples of them, they can be great pieces. We couldn't find them at the Dollar Tree when we went, but they do sell them there, and I've seen them there in the past. And the second thing is, if you are in an area where maybe they have neighbors that cook food, you could live in an apartment where your downstairs neighbor may be cooking some curry, and you know curry smell don't come out of nothing. There can be any of those different things. I also recommend a plug-in air freshener, or any just bottle of Febreze that you can keep around if you're gonna remember to do it. But keeping this plugged in and having it spraying consistently will keep the average smell of the room at a certain smell, so that way no dingy smells or anything like that starts to linger on to your products or your collection. Number 9 comes down to adhesive. It's going to be a tag number 10, which is going to be displaying stuff. When you're looking for double-sided tape, tack glue, thumbtacks, any of that stuff, do not, I repeat, do not go to Walmart or Target. If you just want a packet of thumbtacks, they're going to charge you somewhere between $2 to $5 for that packet of thumbtacks. And half the time you're holding up pieces of paper, so it's not like it needs to be some next level stuff to hold it up. They sell a huge pack of thumbtacks for $1. They sell blue tack tape, which is perfect for gluing smaller things on different things. But we did, for this example, got the double-sided 3D foam tape, which for this example is to be able to have stuff double-sided adhered, but at the same time it to be cushioned. And when you remove it, you don't have to worry about it ripping off the wall, because more than likely the foam would rip before the actual wall. They have so many options there. So if you're trying to organize or display stuff like we're going to be doing back here, we're definitely going to be using some of this stuff. And for our final number, that is number 10, and that is display. And for display, you can pretty much use everything that we did here today, including the risers, including the file protection. All of this stuff can be utilized into display as well. But I did pick up some items that are really, really good for that, and that is these racks. I only bought one, but I mean, you could grab 10 of these, and you could put so many different Nickelodeon shoes for a shoe collector, or if you just have shoes in your collection like I do. You could put backpacks, which is a key thing for me, multiple backpacks, and have them in multiple rows, lunch boxes, you name it, you can get a rack for it. And if you don't collect, you may not understand how expensive stuff like that can add up. If you just want to look for a wall hook on Amazon, you're going to charge you about $6. If you need 10 of them, that's going to be like 60, 70 bucks. Whereas with this, you're looking at $6, $7. And for all the mini keychains, all the different dog tags, all the different small collectibles we know have hooks on them, we have these guys right here, and these are small command hooks. And the adhesive on these is not the best. I wouldn't recommend these. If you could find some of the actual adhesive they have, like the double-sided tape we got here, or some of the other stuff they have at Dollar Tree to use on top of this, it's even better. But again, another item you can use for display. And this was just 10 items, guys. It was honestly hard for me to break it down to just 10 items. I think we could easily do another 10 items if you guys want to see that, so let me know. But these are all items that I've used in the collection at one time or another, or still am using every single day now. So I couldn't recommend any of these things more. I hope you guys enjoyed this video with all the different shots we got of everything too, to hopefully played everything that we were trying to convey the best way possible. If you guys want to see a better breakdown video on the cleaning process and all the different hiccups you could run into with that, I definitely would want to do that in the future. And if you want to see a part 2 to this video, or any other cool things that we can use, or maybe even DIY hacks that we can use to incorporate into the collection at Dollar Tree, let me know. But now with that all being said, I am going to be decorating this background setup here, adding a bunch of new stuff in an upcoming video, but we needed to get some supplies to make sure we can do that. So we picked up a bunch of stuff that we talked about today that we're going to be using back here. So that's how much I recommend some of this stuff. But without any further ado, I mean, it's a little weird because it's a lot of Dollar Tree cleaning supplies and stuff, but you know the drill. Scan it. Guys, so that is actually it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, make sure to smack that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and check out this video on your screen over here, which is the last epic video on this channel. I know you're gonna love it. If you guys haven't already, go check out the TikTok. We've been doing some TikToks over there, actually started to be active, so go check that out. Go check out Whatnot, where you can get $15 off your first purchase. They have so much stuff when it comes to collectibles, especially Funko Pops, so go ahead and check that out. But as always, Red Pack, I will see you beautiful people in the next one. Adios. Blue.